Good evening, everybody. I'll put the chat up. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all. Who have we got up here? We've got Abe, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Abe. Hi, Ian. Hi, Rob. Hi, Luke. Hi, Steve. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, my satin eyes. Yay. Hi, Deb. I think that's everyone. There we go. I don't know. If you're going to use weird aliases, you're going to get called by them. That's the way it is. So you just heard the Filthy Animals, We're Not Gonna Take It. Yeah, that's an anthem. If you've ever seen the guy from Twisted Sister singing that on a salt pan, playing a piano with a young girl having her head shaved as a, let's say a childhood cancer thing, let me tell you, you got to be brave. You've got to be brave. He is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So there we go. What do we got this evening? Well, first of all, we got to say hi, Mum. There you go. Hi, Mum, and hi, Satin Eyes. Okay, I like it. Hi, Michael. Hi, Midori up there in Tokyo. Yeah, it's. I'm just going to move that chat a tiny bit over just to there. There we go. Just a little bit. So, yeah, so what are we doing tonight? Well, I did a lot prepared. I had a busy week. For those of you who work with me that are watching this, shut up. Busy day. I've got the rest of the week's got something all the time. I've got something in the evenings, 2 nights. This is, of course, this evening. It's something on the weekend. I've got something this weekend coming. And, of course, Monday I've got to have my Twisted Visions Australia Day video ready. So, yeah, it's already done. I had no choice. Oh, dinner and Panadol, Steve. Sounds like the rest of my life. Anyway, probably Nurofen. So anyway, yeah, I'll be busy, and I'm going to stay busy. So the Twisted Vision thing's a little bit light content, but it'll give you a giggle, and that's what this is about. That's what it's about. What have we had this week? Well, Rob released his Anala video, which I think was really, really good. Thank you, Rob. I enjoyed that a lot. And it looked hot when you were walking around. A couple of those images, the camera exposure was different for you. And I went, oh, I think the camera might be getting hot. Anyway, we'll see. Looked good. And I definitely liked the Lost Policeman image. It was a Lost Policeman. It couldn't have been anything else. Hi, Eric. My Satin Eyes. I love it. I won't forget that. So what have we got this evening? We're going to do a little bit of Queensland globing. A little bit of showing you NVIDIA software. Don't know. My program gets the shits if you don't load the latest software. You got to keep them sort of like that. Oh, it don't work too well. Anyway. Sorry to hear that, man. I got another mate with a computer problem I'm trying to solve, but I can't do it tonight because my TeamViewer has decided to have one of its usual little hissy fits and wants me to log in again and with the username and password, which I know is correct, and of course the usual things. Hi, Karen. Good to see you on. So, what are we going to look at? Well, let's get going. We've got a bit to get through. I don't have much prepared. I was really busy all day today. I didn't get time to look at anything. I said I'd do it on the way home on the bus, and I just played solitaire. Sorry, just happened. And lost. Solitaire is a great humility thing, right? Sorry, Mum, chat's got to go away briefly. It'll come back. Tokyo. There we go. What's the temperature? Oh, 5 degrees, you bastards. You bastards. It's lovely. Look at that. Beautiful night. You can see the, where's Poiter? I haven't turned Poiter on. There he is. Skytree's got its beautiful illumination going up here. No train on the crossing tonight, but anyway, that's the way it goes. Can't have one there all the time. I just think that's a lovely webcam. It really is. Not as good as the Sydney one, Rob. I'll have to give you that. It's pretty damn good. Brisbane. Yeah. This camera's, I think it's got a bit of a contrast problem. No, what it's got, I think, Rob, is a HDR problem. It needs wide dynamic range or HDR enabled on it because you can see it's overexposing on the very bright lights and it's blowing out all the really dark stuff. I think if the HDR was working properly on it, those streets would be a lot lighter and the really bright LEDs, which are unbelievably bright, are obviously giving it a bit of a trick. But hey, awesome camera. This guy does a great job. He really does. Awesome to log on to during the day if you think there's a storm coming, because you know if there's a storm coming in Queensland. In Brisbane, it's coming from over there almost every time. Anyway. Abbey Road. Looks cold. Looks cold. What are you doing? She's in the middle of the road. She's putting something down on the road. Oh, wow. I feel so sorry. She's got a bag down in the middle of the road so she can get, oh, she's staging people. Here it comes. Come on, where's there a bus when you want one? Come on. Hop on the end. There you go. Photo. Get your bag. Get your bag. Let's run, 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 run. Unbelievable. Hey, it's not their fault. They didn't start it. Paris. I'm beginning to warm to this town. I've not been to Paris. I hopefully I can go there, not this year, but next year. And I'm beginning to like this town. Weather looks awesome. That's probably not the best spot to put a camera, but hey, it's the only one I could find. Sorry, I missed you. Sorry, is it Mask Code? Hi. And my favourite webcam. Not my favourite place, but the webcam is awesome. Look at that. That's so nice. This afternoon, Rob, the sun was just setting behind the bridge. And when I first put this up and set it up, because I have to go in and kill all the advertising manually, otherwise it just pops everywhere. And yeah, so nice with that cloud. The sun was lighting it up. Really nice image. I've never seen a bad shot, even on a piddly, pouring, cloudy day. That looks great. It really does. Hakodate tonight. Bit of snow around, not so much cloud today. It looks very bright because it is very bright. Oh, camera's got the ring of confidence. And because of the snow, lightens it up quite a bit. And it's just a beautiful looking town. Another camera that's slightly overexposed. Something different tonight. Kilauea. Okay, it's not spewing mountains of lava, but she's alive. This thing is going off. It really is. So, yeah, that's a live volcano feed from Hawaii. Sometimes that's 200 feet high, 1,500 feet high. It's a lot. There we go. Hi, Grant. Good to see you, mate. Your videos in Tasmania, Grant, they were just, you know, that little railway line you went to in the Derwent Valley, when we went there, there was a dude hiring out handcarts and you could go pumpy for, wasn't very far, it's 500 metres or so, and then you could turn around and go pumpy back again. Hi, Brad. Yeah, I think we've got big solar storm coming through. I didn't do any graphics for that because I couldn't really find any that were relevant, but yeah. If you can get a dark night, which here we can't because of the damn city, you can see them up here. There were people out at Roma seeing Aurora not that long back. Right. Yeah, Grant, that was awesome. When we were there, you could hire the little puppy carts up and down the right. We didn't do it. But, yeah, because it was really cold and raining. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it was great. Good spot. Mum hadn't seen snow, so we took Mum up to the other bit where you go up towards Mount Mawson. And there was the first snow we came to, we stopped, tossed it at each other for a few minutes, back in the car, back down to the cafe at the bottom of the range. Have a hot chocolate. Way to go. It was lovely. Aleclaire. I can't say it. It's too far away. Anyway, g'day. Earthquakes. We've had some earthquakes this week, actually. It's been fairly earthquakey. We nearly got one in Queensland, but not quite. up in the corner here of South Australia. A lot of petroleum up in here, a lot of exploration. Another one under the word South Australia, a little one. They're all little ones. Down in the Snowies, probably one of the tunnel boring machines getting stuck and unstuck again, eh? Yeah, Brad, you've got to. The problem I have now is Toowoomba is so bright. You got to keep going, man. I think you know, maybe Stanthorpe down there, something like that. The seismic southeast of Western Australia, up to its old tricks. Little one in the Northern Territory, another little one there. There are some things changing on this though, so I will interact because that's what we do here. You can't see what I see, but it pops an interactive page right on top of what you want to do. Papua New Guinea's having a bit of a day up there. That red one's quite a big one. These are all 5s and 6s. These are big earthquakes. But the whole Pacific plate, just look at the stuff north of Japan. It's just going off. That Pacific plate is moving again. For some reason, who knows? Usually takes a big earthquake somewhere else to shake it up. But Philippine Trench, right along the edge of Papua New Guinea, all the way down through here. It is just, look at this. This is going off. I haven't seen it like this for quite some time. Another one south of Auckland. There we go. Anyway, that's the earthquakes for this week. Sorry, any questions? I looked away. Oh, Brad, don't be a sook. It's not cold. But I've done this before. We had a friend who lived at Mitchell. And as Cheryl, you well know, Mitchell's a long way from lights. It's a really nice place. By the way, Cheryl, I didn't thank you for the photograph of the Muckadilla railway station. I did notice it. Thank you very much. I even told Mum about it. Because for those of you who don't know, my father was born at Muckadilla. Which is, I don't think there's too many people who were born at Muckadilla. Anyway, he was. One of the things that is a bit of an irony in my family is my father was born on Anzac Day. I was born on Remembrance Day. No planning, I don't think, but anyway, it's the way it went. Yeah, we used to go to Mitchell, and you go out there because you want to see the stars. Take your big, we got a set of beautiful big binoculars, which I've still got after that. And you get out there and it'll be raining. It'll be overcast. Great. 500 Ks, $200 with the petrol at Range Rover in those days. Pass everything on the road except the service station. You sook. Mate. This boy likes to live between 10 and 20 degrees. And if you're going to take me below 10, I'm good. Below 0, short periods, between 0 and 20 degrees, I'm happy. Between 10 and 20 degrees, I'm really happy, which means I'm living in the wrong country. Although, Grant, Hobart, 15 degrees, very nice. Problem is, you have to be a bloody millionaire. You need to know 6 numbers to live in Hobart. When I first went down there, 82, with the Air Force, you could have bought a really nice house in Hobart for 20 grand. A really nice little house. Just 1 million upwards now. No mucking around. You want a cheap house? It's at Queenstown or any of those little old mining shitholes. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Nathan. Charleville, and I did mention this to Cheryl, she's going down there, but I didn't see in the video. It might not be there anymore. They had an observatory out there. You could go and they'd have the night with the stars and the big telescopies and things like that. I've never done it. A mate of mine had a telescope down at Ballindine. I think the telescope's still there. He's no longer with us. But the telescope's still there. And until you've seen Saturn in a big telescope live, it's a bit of a mind flip. Anyway, earthquakes are done. Means it's time for sea temperatures. Down that low pressure system that formed up off Cairns actually went out to the east, and is now joining up with some other stuff, giving some people a hard time. Even Auckland's going to cop a tropical low. Looks like they're going to cop some really shitty weather in the next few days. As you can see, warm water, plenty of it. It is summer. Let's be real. Let's get too carried away. And this is the one that's going to give Auckland a hard time. This guy here. Guarantee it. It's going to go right through there. And this one's pretty low as well. Could this form into a cyclone? Could do. I think it's a bit too far south now to form into a cyclone. If it would have to be up here. If it were up here, yeah. And then and the ones that form in here are the ones that give us the shits because they run down here to us. And there's plenty of warm water there for them. Well, Brad, it actually doesn't matter where you are now because there's a thing called Starlink, which pollutes every telescope eventually. They want to put, I don't know, I've lost the numbers, but say 3,000, 6,000, 12,000 Starlinks up there. And then Amazon want to orbit another 12,000. And then the Chinese want to put up another 12,000. It'll make astronomy a little difficult. It really will. Yeah. If you pull up, there's a historical cyclone tracking map on the BOM. Search it through Google. You'd be shocked at where cyclones have gone in the past. I'm talking Sydney. I'm talking Auckland. They can travel if they get the right conditions. Been through 2 cyclones. One was pretty scary, and the other one was, not so scary. Bad carbs, good carbs. Got to do it. Got to do it. 4 issues. I can tell you right now the language that would be spoken by any mechanic that had to balance those 4 SUs. There is no automatic way to do it. Sorry, Brad, just reading that. Yeah, you can see. My son took a photo of a Starlink train outside his workplace one evening, finished work. They are up there all the time. Rightio, where are we now? Screenshot coming up. I want to show you something interesting. If you're a YouTuber, all you non-YouTubers, you want to go and get your drink, now will be the time. Kansas today, just in case my son chops up. Where are we? There we are. And tonight I'm drinking matcha. I wanted to get some polyphenols into me. I eat a fairly restricted diet. It doesn't look like it, I know, but not restricted in quantity, obviously, but a fairly restricted diet. And there's no real polyphenols in my diet because I don't eat the vegetables that contain them in any quantity. So matcha, full of it. So 1 matcha a day, organic Japanese matcha. This is the one of the analytic slides off my brick video, The Life of Brick. And I'm going to explain a little bit of it to you because it is interesting and even you YouTubers will see this is unusual. This is the organic growth of The Life of Brick, way down in here. 500-600 views. It was going nowhere. Now, the normal curve would go up. It would go up at some sort of steep, then it would curve off, and then eventually it'll flatten out. And when it flattens out, and it can take a few days, it can take a week or so, it will flatten out. It might keep growing slowly but surely, but it will flatten out. And that's the time I would normally run a promotion if I felt that video didn't hit its target audience, because YouTube, being the shits they are sometimes, just completely and utterly ignore it. So this one was doing that. I could see the facings were nothing. YouTube have a promotion system. Well, it's Google actually, not YouTube. You pay some money and they give you so many not facings. What are they called, guys? Presentations. There's a word. Anyway, that word. And they sell it to you, and it's $50, $30, $40, $200, $2,000, whatever you want to spend. I spend the smallest amount I possibly can to see what happens. And sometimes it has definitely broken the algorithm to a point where it's noticed the video. So I had the video go up, curve right off, I've chucked a promotion on it. You've got the promotional views, but when the promotion's finished, it keeps growing because it's been noticed. Sorry about that. Sorry, hit the mic. Those headphones on. My apologies. And this is one of those, but I have never seen this stairway to heaven before. Now, this has gone up to 5,000 views, and it is still going. It's still going. But as you can see, for 5,000 views, this video is and will make nothing. $4 because it is, no one's watching it. And I'll show you why. As Steve told me, and I did listen to you, Steve, I just didn't heed your advice because I wanted to try it myself, of course. But the views you get from these promotions are garbage, and I'll prove it to you. Because my engagement rate on my videos is between 30 and 35, 40%, somewhere in there. Depends on the video. If it's one that's a bit weird, it might be a little lower, 30. If it's one that's people really like, the Mount Cootha Gold video, all that stuff, they will just munch it down 40% all the way until you get just near the end, then everyone just leaves. As soon as they realise the end's coming, they're gone. So don't put your subscriber begging at the end, peeps. No one's going to see it. So there, 5.5 which is a small video. Not for me, but it's a small video for many people. However, this is what happens to your engagement statistics when you pump thousands of shit views into your video. And they are shit. Your engagement falls off a cliff. And I'm not talking, normally my engagement would do this. Everyone's does, but then it narrows out. And then it'll come in somewhere in here probably, depending how good you are. Maybe down here a little, maybe up there a bit. That's where it'll be. If you get people to watch this who don't like it, this is what you get. It absolutely smashes your engagement statistics. And it shows in the revenue you get. You don't get any revenue because no one's watching the ads. No one's watching the video. Anyway, it's a tale warned to me by Steve Mack. And then impressions. Thank you, Brad. Warned to me by Steve Mack. And then I have tried and I have had some success. But it's a suck-in. It is a suck-in. Hi, Ollie. Good to see you, man. The only reason you would do it is that if you are trying to impress potential sponsors with large views. But if I was a sponsor, I'd ask to see this graph. And if you see that graph and it looks like that, you go, yeah, goodbye. Have a nice day. Anyway, it's a bit YouTubey. If you're back from your coffee now, thanks very much for hanging around. What are we going to do now? Well, I thought we'd do a bit of this. I'm going to drop me out here because you're going to need more screen to see the old globe a bit better. Let's unlock it. Oh, give me strength. There's Queensland globe. So we're going to interact this because I've got to interact to show you some stuff. Anyone's had to play with Queensland globe. There it is. It's, it's a thing. Let me just move it over here so I don't interfere with what you guys are seeing. We zoom in. We can move around. Look at stuff. I showed you some stuff last week. What I want to show you, we look at Moreton Bay, particularly Dunwich. The area of Dunwich. It's a nice place. To put it mildly, it's a really nice place. What I'm going to do is going to grab some layers. So we click on layers. We can add a layer and we can choose what we see in this layer. In this particular time, we're going to look at geoscientific information. If you want to see more depth in this, there is a better tool, the Argus, which is actually it's still a Queensland Globe product, but it's specifically tailored for geology. So if you look at geophysical imagery, which is here, drop it down. And for this particular one, we want to look at the radiometric image. Now, this is a satellite scan of radioisotopes. radioisotopes put off a specific gamma ray at a specific energy, and it can be detected and it can be recorded. So if we turn that on, I'll just pop that out of the way. We can see, now I'll tell you this, you don't have to listen, but green is thorium. Now, thorium is, of course, one of the major components of monazite, which is a nasty little impurity. It's not an impurity, it's a mineral that exists in our sand mining. Dunwich is really, really full of thorium. There are some other spots around Southeast Queensland. There's one over near Daisy Hill and whatever, but nothing like Dunwich. There's a lot of thorium here. And in fact, if you move all over Stradbroke Island, you'll also see this blue. That blue is uranium. So these sands contain uranium, they contain thorium, they don't contain much potassium, which is unusual, but you can see those uranium patches there in blue. So this mineral sand is quite a resource. Now, some of it's already been mined. The monazite comes out and it's wasted because they can't sell it for anything. But one day, when we start having a thorium reactor and they can actually burn thorium in a nuclear reactor, all that monazite's being pushed aside, it's going to be worth something. Just looking, sorry. Yeah, Nev. G'day, Nev, by the way. The globe is fantastic. It really is. No, the glowing watch stuff was radium, dude. Thorium's not particularly dangerous for a radioactive element. Radium is extremely dangerous. No, they were radium girls, mate. That was in Japan, in Tokyo. So there we go. I thought I might just show you a little Queensland globe hint. And you guys, people that know globe and use globe all the time, you know about this. We can pull back and we can see the radioisotopes. Brisbane has not been mapped particularly well. This is the one I was telling you about down around Daisy Hills and down in here. This is thorium. I just think it's a lovely map. Great colour. Be a good T-shirt. There you go. Right. That's our Queensland globe for this week. I'm not going to do any more. I'm actually really tired tonight, peeps. I really am. So, we were... I'll put myself back in the picture. Bingo. There we are. As you know, the KT boundary video I'm working on, I talked about that last week. Getting there. Oh, the intro's done. The outro's done. Video's being done. Well, I thought I'd show you this. This is called Shocked Quartz. This is the diagnostic tool for the diagnostic, sorry, I was reading the thing. The diagnostic tool for meteor impact crater. Meteor impact. There is only two forces on this Earth that will produce this. One is an atomic nuclear explosion. The other one is an impact from outer space. And I thought I'd show you this micro. This is only about 1 millimeter across. So this is a very small, but this quartz has been absolutely shattered down to the finest part of the crystal. And these are very strong crystals. They survive unbelievable pressures and temperatures. Not here, they didn't. They've been smashed to bits. And this is a core from a diamond drill, core drill, from Chicxulub, just offshore from Chicxulub. What you're looking at here are very large crystals in a pegmatite, which is a very big crystal granite. Fancy word, big piece of granite. And all of the quartz in this pegmatite is shocked, all of it. So it got hit. This is the dinosaur Chicxulub impact crater. That basically is what the KT boundary video is about. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you that. I thought it was interesting. Now, our good mate Rob sent me some pictures of some interesting rocks that he saw on one of his walks. And let me tell you, if you've got something that's interesting you and you don't understand what it is and you want to know, just send it to me. My email address is in the thing. I I don't know what everything is. I just don't. But this one I think I can help with. So this is, I think, is a rock called Aronite, which is a fancy name for a very particular type of sandstone that contains particular grains, and it's usually fairly light coloured, not particularly well glued together. And this one I think has been cracked to hell, and we'll see more of that. It's got faults all through it. And in these fissures, where we see this object here and these objects, and we'll see that in a much better in another photo coming up, another fluid has bled in and then solidified, probably geothermally. It was hot, it's come up, cooled down, and locked up in there. And this material is breaking up. I think it's a mudstone. It's not particularly strong. And Beenleigh was known for its gold, and the gold down there was mainly found in a mineral called arsenopyrites, which is basically arsenic sulfide. It's pretty shit. Here's a close-up of it. You can see whatever it was, it's broken up. Rob said it looked like little stones that had been trapped in there, and I think it was a big stone that got turned into a little stone. It's still trapped there. It's the correct answer. You see down here, it looks like there's some quartz injection, which is why I said I think it's geothermal down in here. And quartz will inject into sandstone. Cook it up a bit. Don't worry about that. Good photos, Rob, by the way. I didn't have to touch these. Absolutely top-notch photos. Again, you see this colour sandstone around Brisbane quite a bit. It really wasn't used in the building industry because it's not strong enough. But it's very beautiful light-coloured sand, a little bit of iron staining in it here and there, and cracked to hell because it's not very strong. And this particular rock is part of the Narrowleaf Fernvale Bed Formation, which Beenleigh is built on, which is where this is. Well, there you go. This one's a little bit more diagnostic because Rob's picked this fissure through here, which has got that stuff jammed into it. You see it's breaking up. There's another one here. It's funny, it's only in the what are now the horizontal fissures. It's not in the vertical ones, but some places it will be. And there's a nice close-up of it. As you can see, it's settled out in a dark stone, and you can see it's a plane running back under this particular massive rock. These little brown dots interest me. I think they're little iron nodules in the sandstone. Very interesting. But you're right, Rob. They're interesting rocks, and they were. So there you go. Now, I don't have anything else done, kids. I'm just tired tonight. I really am. We came in with the filthy animals. We're not going to take it, and they will take it. They'll take the revenue off this entire stream. And tomorrow, the filthy animals producers will be probably $1.20 up. Good on them. They deserve every cent of it. Let's put the chat back up because, you know, I'll get a phone call. There we go. Yeah, thank you, Rob. Well, I've got a microscope here. Next time we see each other, throw a piece at me and I'll put it under the microscope. We'll have a look at it. Because if this is, peeps, not everything that comes out of the ground is good for you, Merrick. None of it is. If you're going to handle particularly dark-coloured rocks, that's a very generalisation. Put them in a plastic bag, really, because the arsenopyrites, it's arsenic. It's not handling, it's not going to hurt you. You can pick it up and put it down, but you don't want to be carrying it around for 5 hours sweating all over it, then eat something. That's probably not a great plan. You don't want to eat breathe the dust that comes off it, all that stuff. In some places, you see this quite a lot. People seem to think that if you drill a hole in the ground and water comes out of it, it's a miracle and you can drink it. And the answer is you can't. There's not a farmer on earth would drill a water hole in an area that was not known to him and not have that water tested before he let his animals drink it. It could A, kill them. It could be salty, which would mess them up. But B, it could kill them if it's got the wrong minerals in it. Or it could put trace elements in the animal that when they sell it gets picked up and makes the meat completely useless. Could only really be sold at Coles, nowhere else. Maybe. I don't know. Put it in the sausages. it's the most butcher's things. It could be lead. You're absolutely right, Nathan. It could be lead. Could be uranium. There's a lot of places. You go around Mount Isa, that water's got uranium in it because there's uranium everywhere up there. It doesn't mean it's going to kill you. We evolved with uranium in the environment. We can handle small amounts of uranium. We can't handle any amount of plutonium. It does not exist in nature for more than a few seconds. So it is just not a thing we can take. And all of us in this chat, I guarantee it, because I know some of the age groups have got small amounts of plutonium in us because the British, God bless them, under plutonium Bob Menzies, had a weapon go off in the South Australian deserts in the early 1960s, and it didn't reach critical mass. There was one of the explosive lenses didn't go off correctly, and it just blew the plutonium all over the countryside. And it's still there, and it's been picked up in dust, and it's been picked up in rain, and it's been picked up in all sorts of stuff and blown all over the cities where we live. Where I grew up in North Queensland, they were finding what's the other one? Oh, it's going to my head now. Strontium in the milk at Malanda because of the stupid, again, British nuclear tests off Montebello Island in Western Australia. They blew this stuff. That was a product of fission, by the way. That wasn't a dud. That actually went off. Ended up in the atmosphere, straight across Australia, and some small amounts of it came down in the milk. And strontium and cesium, strontium in particular, to your body looks like calcium. Boom, boom. There you go. I don't know, strontium-90 lasts quite a long time. It's very radioactive too. Well, I'm not sure, Cheryl, if you experienced this, but when you go out west for the first time in Australia and you drink the water that comes out of the artesian systems, which a lot of the water does, it can have a rather, let's say, debilitating effect on your body until you get used to it. It contains an awful lot of minerals. It's not bad for you at all. Well, you can get a few kidney stones. The main thing is that it just, sorry, Abe. I'll buy meat from Coles. Everyone does. Yeah, you just got to get used to it. A lot of places out there have a cold water system because the stuff comes out of the ground hotter than a hot water tank. So the hot water tap is hooked straight to the bore, and the bore goes up into a tank, and the tank sits there and the water cools down, and you pull the cold water off the bottom of the tank for your house for your cold water. You don't need a hot water system if you live in artesian country at all. You just don't. It makes absolutely crap tea. You put a tea bag in it, you got to beat the crap out of it to get any tea to come out of it. So with Billy tea, you can boil the crap out of that, but the tea bag, forget it. No, I don't think women like cooking in this stuff either. They all have rainwater tanks as well for the same reason. Animals don't like it either. But yeah, I'm not sure if that Jurassic place is still at Mitchell. They used to sell Jurassic water, which, by the way, is complete bullshit because that water takes a lot longer than that to come down. Yeah, you smell the sulphur. We used to go to a place called Boomai, and they had a bore drain came out of the town, and they'd put concrete seats in it for you to sit in the hot water and soak. It was lovely, and they had the temperatures on little signs on the side, however you wanted it. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it was lovely. There's nothing surer than that soaking in that mineral water makes a human feel better. But yeah, it's just garbage. I don't like it. I like when you shower in it, you're all very slimy, and you're not, but it feels that way. I went to a job today. Where's that time? Oh, we got enough time. I went to a job today where I had to inspect a system I designed about 2.5 years ago, and the people who are installing it have cocked it up. We're not worried about the details. But this place is surrounded by an electric fence, a big electric fence, about 20 feet high, and it's towards Ipswich, somewhere out there. And I asked him, how does the electric fence go? He said, well, we didn't think it was working. But he showed me a photograph of a snake. It was a python, unfortunately, because I like pythons, that had tried to climb over the fence. got itself electrocuted and hung up in the electric wires. They didn't notice it because this place is, half a kilometre around. And they didn't. It was more than that probably. Anyway, they Rotorua. Oh, don't take me there, Cheryl. Oh yeah, that's Charleville on steroids, mate. But yeah, so this poor snake got itself killed by the electric fence, but it hung in the electric fence. And the photograph was interesting because it was a dead snake, and on the ground under the dead snake was a big pile of dead ants because the ants had come to eat the snake, and they were also getting electrocuted because no one knew it was there. They didn't know to turn it off and clear it. Amazing. So you get dead snake and dead ants. I watched a surveillance video of a kid that snuck into this facility behind a truck one night on a push bike. And what the kid didn't realise, that behind the truck the gate shuts and all the fences are electrified and there's no way out. And this kid's riding around for 2.5 hours on this push bike trying to find his way out. We're watching him laughing our guts out. And eventually one of the truckies saw him, took him out, kicked him out of the gate. Amazing. Amazing. So there you go, peeps. Yeah, look, I like Charleville. It's a nice town. I like the one down south of that. Is it, I think it's Thargomindah. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, the one, you go south of Charleville, and then you turn just before you go to the border, that town there. It's on a river. Beautiful place. Is it Thargomindah? I don't know. Brad, is it Thargomindah I'm thinking of? South of Charleville, straight down, and you can come back from Thargomindah across through the other place I can't think of the name of. Well, Auntie lives there. I can't remember. There's so many nicknames for these towns, you get all mixed up in the long term. Anyway, nice place. You're brave to go to Eromanga. You just are. Cunnamulla. Yes, thank you, Cheryl. Cunnamulla, you're absolutely right. Not Thargomindah. That's way further out. Eromanga, all I remember is that cute little diesel distillery on the way into town, which is locally owned. It's so, why can't we have more of that? They take the oil out of the ground, turn it into diesel, and and they sell it, and it's just there. It's a great idea. And those sculptures. But one thing I got out of your video that I didn't know, I've been to Roma a lot, and I have never seen that barbed wire bottle tree statue that you saw, which I really liked. In fact, I liked all those statues. That stainless steel spider was absolutely fantastic. I'd like one of those here. There was a guy in Brisbane, whose name escapes me as usual, who did a lot of that sculpturing back in the around Expo time, all that stuff from Expo, he did it. Ipswich boy, I think. And it was just amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. All those roos you see lying around and all those animals, he did them all. Ipswich, Darren, Oxley, something like that. I met him at some function in Ipswich. That's why I think it was Ipswich. Oh, is it foreign owned? Ah, Luke, really? It was a couple of local dudes set that up. Oh, I'm over that. Then again, we can't blame the foreigners. They're not the ones selling. They're the ones buying. The ones selling is the thing. I reckon any of those strategic assets, our sovereign wealth, our sovereign fund, our wealth fund, should always get first crack at them. And if they choose not to buy it, they get sold to whoever they like. But if we buy them and we keep them and we own them, it's the way to do it, I think. Yeah, no, it's a really nice spot. Really was, Cheryl. That was good. Excellent. So, peeps, on the way out tonight, we're going to go out with Esther. She's always doing new stuff. And this is not new. This is actually an old one of hers. There we go. Any questions, peeps? Otherwise, I'm shutting it down. I can feel another cup of coffee coming on. I really can. Trouble with this matcha is it never actually dissolves. It forms a suspension into this green mud at the bottom. You got to gulp down. Abe, I desperately wanted to play something from Midnight Oil tonight. I desperately wanted to do that. We lost the drummer from Midnight Oil tonight, Rob Durst, which is a great guy. A great guy, a great drummer. But yeah, he's had a pretty crook last few months of his life, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's a shame. It really is. All of our heroes are getting old. Can't be sooks. We're not the first ones to go through it. I watched an interview the other day with Herb Albert. He's 90 years old. No. Yeah, mine keeps evaporating. He's 90 years old. Herb Albert, Mummy's the same age as you, born 1936. Herb Albert. You're not 90 yet. I know. Don't need to lecture me. She turns 90 in March, people. She's only 89, all right? Turning 90, the kids would call that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're going to lose Ringo soon. It'll be sad. I tell you, it'll be a sad day when we lose Billy Connolly. Got a bit of Billy and Kenny Everett coming up in the Twisted Visions video. I knew I used him somewhere. A little bit of Kenny and Billy coming up in that. And you can already tell what type of video it's going to be. Do I take these things serious? Where'd that come from? What's in that cup? Do I take these things seriously? No, I don't. But they're not supposed to be taken seriously. They're supposed to be taken creatively. You know, I'm not going to produce a work of War and Peace. The topic, for those of you that missed it, haven't seen all the shorts and all the promos and whatever, is still here. I don't throw it away, Rob. I still got it. The topic was do something quintessentially Australian for each letter of the word Australia. There you go. I may have lent on the word do slightly because I didn't have a lot of time, but that's only an excuse. Excuse is just a reason for failure. Motivation, temporary. Discipline lasts a lifetime. I'm working on an Anzac Day video, because you do. And I'm just putting bits and pieces together. And there's a little piece of it in this video for Australia Day, a tiny little piece. And it's a flight, I call them flights, you probably call them squads if you're in the army, of young men and women on an Anzac Day parade in Brisbane some years ago. It was last year, I think, actually. It wasn't too long ago. And the old RSM's up there and he yells out, and then he says, 10, and my damn leg moved. My wife said, I'm still programmed. I hate that. It is involuntary. It's crazy. It moved. Yeah. There are worse problems you can have. Rightio, peeps. Excuses are like backside. Yeah, that's right, Abe. Everyone's got them. I agree. I got some video from the wind farm. Oh, excellent. I'm surprised you got in there, Ollie. Everyone's telling me that you're ankle deep in dead birds. There we go. I don't believe a word of it. You go for it, mate. You go for it. You know, this Twisted Visions thing is supposed to challenge you. It's a challenge. It's not a competition. It's a challenge, which you hear me say a lot because for some reason, YouTubers are competitive. We are not competing with each other in any way, but we are. Weird. A bit. Probably me less so than most. But, you know, it's just the way it goes. There are an unlimited number of viewers out there. I know it sounds silly, but there is. I'd love to crack some sort of, formula that gets across CNF, some sort of formula that gets across all of the countries. And whenever I've tried it, it doesn't work. I've tried doing international geology. It's not the viewers. YouTube just goes, no, not interested. You know, even that dude down in Melbourne, Oz Geology, does some reasonable videos on international events. They're not his biggest videos. Almost without exception, everyone's biggest videos are about, if you're in geology or geography, are about gold. It's just gold. They're black boys, mate. Aussie you can't call them black boys anymore, mate. They're cool. Oh, grass trees. Oh, I can't remember the Zen. I can't remember the name. It starts with X. Stupid name. No, they're black boys to me too, dude. I've never successfully transplanted one. Not that you're allowed to, but in theory, if you were to dig one up from the bush and bring it into your garden, everyone I've ever done, everyone I thought of doing, which would be illegal, has died. So they just don't like it. Pretty cool plant though. Bro, amazingly slowly. Welcome to Australia. All right, peeps, I'm going to throw up Esther. I know it's a few minutes early, but I'm running out of steam here. Hi, Mel. That's them bush boys. Grass trees. What else can we call them? Yeah, be careful with jokes. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Robert. Yeah, the YouTuber is not a get-rich-quick scheme, man. You do it because you have a passion to do it, to work on a specific subject or line of subjects. And, if you get a passive income out of it, that's nice. But if you think you're going to make money out of it, you look at that dude, the Electric Viking. If anyone's ever watched him, I mean, this guy puts out 5 or 6 videos a day. Now, it's content mill stuff, but it's not rubbish. It's well thought out, and it's a little opinionated at times, but that's what he is. It's him. If you don't like it, don't watch him. But it's a content mill. But I've watched his channel grow. His channel is about the same age as mine. And the effort that he made, Mrs. was crook during that, she had cancer and whatever, got a couple of young boys to do 5 or 6 videos a day, even if they're only, 5, 10 minutes, they're 10 minutes long usually, so he gets a second roll ad thing. It's a big, big thing to do. A big thing to do. So anyway, I'm off. See you, peeps. Here comes Esther. Remember, the world really is wonderful. Wonderful? It's been a great day. The world really is wonderful. And I need you all to keep rocking. Oh, who's ringing me? A number I don't know who it is. Mum, I wonder who that is, eh? Anyway, night all. Here's Esther.
One time, that's all I have to say. To get you here at attention, I feel like a kitten in your hands, like a woman in your eyes. I've been breaking hearts since I was 18. I've burned and I learned how to hold myself, but you do better than I can. Come on, honey, I admit. What's the picture in your head of the words all left unsaid? And how do we make it all real? 'Cause right now it's so real. Wrap your words around my ear, let me feel what I can't hear. I lost my feet and fell down twice, somehow now an easy price. Oh, hurting, now a distant memory. I knew someday I'd stop wallowing, and today seems as good a time as any I've had in my life. What's the picture in your head of the words I've left unsaid? And how Wrap your words around my ear. Let me feel what I can't hear. I lost my feet and fell